this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no one.
a second.
No.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the World. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobuki Jake.
Hi.
And we are here to show you what they got.
Or what they will.
So we're going to go ahead and get started into things. I'm just going to shove him over there. There we go. And go ahead and get us started by talking about Gundam.
Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Thank you all.
There is Gundam this week, which means this is the After War Gundam X Collection 1. I'm going to scoot over here. There we go. Now I can go and put it like right there. Now, I don't know anything about it. A lot of this is just stuff there, but it is Gundam, and I will tell you about Gundam. But what we will also show you is some of that beautiful DVD footage right now.
She was living on captures that belonged to her friends. She would sleep with her feet and her shins hanging over the ends, looking over her shoulder, never knowing herself. I believe she could never fit in till somebody new came along. Stay too long.
I'm going to pass it over to you.
All right. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and kick off with a bit of class. This week's dose of Criterion. We have a French film.
A foreign film. Oh, the evening is saved. I like French films, pretentious, boring French films. I like French films. 3 tickets, s'il vous plaît. Ow.
By Jean-Pierre Melville, called Army of Shadows. L'Armée des Ombres, I guess, whatever. 2.5 hour film from 1969 about, it's according to IMDb, an account of underground resistance fighters in Nazi-occupied France. So, good times. But there's a lot of special features on this, not an extreme amount, but a good amount. And if you are a fan of old French cinema, and especially war-related stuff, this will probably be right up your alley. And if nothing else, we got some Criterion this week.
Indeed, indeed. Next is one that I am angry about. And I'll actually probably have to pick this up because I have looked all over and it appears my copy has gone. Which is Chaos Head is getting an Essentials release. So I guess it's a good thing it's an Essentials because I'm going to need to save money on getting this. Makes me mad. You ever do that? You move your collection around a little bit and then you realize that there's something missing. It just
behind one of those walls of...
I don't know, but I need to get it. It was a save edition, the one I had, so this one won't be much different. But I really liked it. It was about a guy who, he just basically is an elite, one of those people who just isolates themselves, and he gets pulled back out into this very weird world. It's a really cool one. Have you seen this one yet? You seen Chaos Head?
Not, but this one actually is very much on my radar. It's one I've been wanting to see.
It's a fun one. I enjoyed it. It really was good.
All right. So, and you said that's an Essentials release.
That's an Essentials release.
Yeah, so Nation is trying to push out a whole bunch of Essentials this week. And I'm going to start with one that I've never seen. I don't know anything about it. But I like the title and it looks fun. And that's a series called Anime Gataris. I know I've read up on it in the past, and I feel like it had decent buzz. It looks fun. I don't know if it's essential, but Funimation says it is. Yes.
Well, moving over here, speaking of non-essentials, Cats is getting a Blu-ray release. And, I think I'll get it once it's in the $5 bin. I just don't, it's not worth full price.
I don't know, though. It's number 26 on IMDb's bottom-rated movies, 2.7 rating.
I like the soundtrack to Cats. Because, at least the Broadway show. I never got to see the Broadway show. It's kind of weird. It's like bastardizing things I like. Like I like the soundtrack, and I like the subject matter it was based off of. I loved T.S. Eliot's Book of Practical Cats. That was a great book of poetry. Which, if you haven't, if you're going to watch this, probably one of the best things you can do is read that. It's a very short read. It's a little book for kids. And it was really fun. I really enjoyed looking at it when I was a child. So, I checked that out, skipped the movie.
And yet, from what I hear, those who would watch this as a child will probably be scarred for life. I don't know. But I had actually, on my list of ones to cover this week, I had paired this with another film, and he split them up. He wanted to cover Cats. I do want to see both of these because of the, what do you call it, the train wreck effect. Just morbid curiosity. the last year ended with everyone hating on cats, and this year started with everyone hating on Dolittle. The newest take on the Dr. Dolittle tales, starring Robert Downey Jr. in the title role. And that's really all I have to say on that. Both of these are ones that I have this dramatic, morbid curiosity about. I will not want to spend much money on them, but maybe one day if I see them for $3 or $4.
My mother saw Dolittle in theaters. She had said, well, it's Robert Downey Jr. It can't be bad. And I was like, I don't know. I heard about it.
Famous last words.
She said it was all style, no substance. Which,
yeah, that's probably true.
Which is, that probably is about what it is. All right. So let me take a quick look, see how. And yep, okay, so I've got stuff to represent everything else. So apparently Gary Cooper is getting a lot of representation this time around.
Oh, yeah.
With Beau, Geste, The General Died at Dawn, and Lives of the Bengal Lancer. Was there any others on that list from Gary Cooper? I don't.
What's that?
Gary Cooper films. Were there any others that they had, or was it just the 3?
I think those were the 3 for this go around.
So I actually have all of those on this Gary Cooper collection, which is probably why I'm not going to go for the other. It's a nice collection. It even has this little thing where you open up the thing here and you kind of see that. So it's just kind of cool. I really like that. It's also, it's a pretty cool looking set. And not only does it have those 3, and by the way, there's some Oscar-winning gold in there, but also it has Design for Living and Peter Ibsen on that as well. So that's a pretty cool set there. So if you see this, you should pick it up. But if not, hey, they're coming out on Blu-ray. Back to you.
Okay, I don't know what was going on, but you were breaking up something fierce, and I couldn't hear a thing you said. So I don't know if I hope I'm not being too redundant here, but all 3 of these are Oscar nominees, so that is a high priority for me there. And I'm looking forward to them. I don't know if I have any of these, but anyway, actually, Lives of Bengal Lancer won 2 films. 2 the assistant directors. Apparently that used to be a thing. And 2 of them, how does that work? Maybe it just, I don't know, that's weird. Anyway. So, speaking of high class and quality, another Essentials release this week. I believe you yourself have said a few times that Essentials is sort of a rebranding of the Save line.
Yeah.
And I happen to have a Save edition I got from Septum that is being released this week in the Essentials line. And that is this film, series here, Cat Planet Cuties.
Is that the one I got rid of?
Yeah. And so basically, it's kind of what it sounds like. It's one of those, a whole bunch of aliens descend upon a single household, and they happen to be cat girls. It's not a classy or high quality show, but it's a lot of fun. I don't know why you don't.
Is that your phone going off?
Some freaking Straight Talk just sent me a couple things right in, like back to back. I don't know what that was about.
I was gonna say, whatever it is, need to get that. Turn off that notification.
Well, I just turned off my. That's good. It should be good. Okay, should be good. But like I said, if you haven't picked this one up yet, and you like just kind of cute but not really deep series, you could do a lot worse.
You could also do a lot better.
Well, that's true. But I couldn't beat the price.
Speaking of a lot better,
Yeah.
Fruits Basket the original series is getting a classics release, which is
Right.
whereas Funimation has their essentials, which is for their save, but classics is their repackaging of their old stuff at new prices, which is kind of crappy. But they know that Fruits Basket, with the new series coming out like it is, they know that they can do that.
But in their defense, this one deserves that designation.
It is a classic. Now, I have the series in a pretty nice little set. This one had a lot of releases here, and mine's pretty nice. It's got the, pretty cool looking artwork on there, and you could there. And a lot of people are, now kind of bashing a little bit on this series, saying, well, the other one is so much better. But still, to me, this is a classic. It won the hearts of many, many people. So, it's hard to say. I have to watch all of that. Season 1 has wrapped up, and I'm hoping for like a combined Season 1 set soon enough. Season 2 is just getting started, so we'll see how it goes with that series.
I actually have a classic edition of this classic series, the old school, the one with Toru on the first cover, Yuki on the second, Kyo on the third, and then all of them. But yes, good times. Let's see here. We have a movie coming out this week called Heroes, which is no relation to the show, unfortunately. Although when I type it in, well, what do you guess is the first thing that comes up? But this is actually is there even an IMDb listing for this? Wow. But, now here we go. This must be it, the 1977 one. I had to note this because of the cast. You got Henry Winkler, Sally Field, and Harrison Ford. That's an intriguing cast right there. And it's apparently about a Vietnam vet suffering from PTSD. Breaks out of a VA hospital and goes on a road trip with a sympathetic traveler to start a worm farm in California. I don't know, that just sounds fun. I'll have to see that one of these days.
Well, it looks like they are continuing their release of Aria with part 1 of Aria the Natural, which is a, 13 episodes of that series. I was kind of hoping that instead of...
Series, right?
Yeah. I really wish that instead of breaking it up into 2 parts like they did on the original release, that they would just have, they're repackaging it. Why not package 26 episodes together in one thin release? That would make it just makes much more sense to me. But, I have, of course, this edition of it, which is pretty cool. It's a nice Right Stuff edition, as you can see.
Yeah, I got the thin pack version. Yeah.
So, it's not bad. It's even got its little booklet on it. Mm-hmm. But still, I would have thought, you're re-releasing it like that. Why not get the whole in a smaller? It's still going to be smaller because it's only going to be... both parts together probably won't even equal this. But still, it's a good series. We talked a little bit about it when we hit the original series release on this. But if you want to get it for a pretty decent price, this release isn't too bad.
And if I'm recalling correctly, what makes this release special is a new English dub and the fact that Blu-ray, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what they kickstarted for, except these aren't the really nice Kickstarter ones. These are the standard releases.
Right. The really nice ones were quite pricey, but... So, speaking of a show that'll get right pricey if you buy it new, which is why I'm not going to, but I will get it eventually. There is a show that I've sampled the manga, and I haven't really got into it after a couple volumes, but I'm still curious. It's called Bungo Stray Dogs, and if I remember correctly, it's sort of one of those sort of almost a detective agency or some such thing, but it's like the characters are stand-ins for real-life authors or something along those lines. I can't remember the exact details, but it intrigued me. I remember that. And I was disappointed by the first volume of the manga. But Funimation is releasing the anime, and they're up to season 3 this week. So hopefully that won't turn into a super long series. That would be
very expensive series. I would have bought it at the original price. That's the only way I remember it. That price that they had is at Best by mistake.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that. Dang it, Best Buy.
So this next one is also a Essentials repackaging of a Save Edition. How do I know that? Because I have the Save Edition. And that's Casshern Sin's Essentials. Which, you know, I have seen Casshern, the live-action version. This is the Save. My guess is it's not all that different from the Save Edition. But still, I mean, it's one of those kind of future. You got future ninja, future cyborg ninja, essentially. Not much more to say about that. I think you haven't. I don't think you've seen it, have you?
I have not. No. Maybe one day.
Maybe. All right.
And I believe that leaves one more. Two more. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another anime coming out that I don't know much about. I remember reading about it on ANN, and I remember that reading about it left an impression on me, but I can't remember if they loved it or hated it. But it looks fun. And that is a series called The Helpful Fox Senko-San. I really don't have much more to say on that. That's one that is on my radar. I'm interested, but I think this is the first run release from Funimation for that one, which means we'll probably see an Essentials release in about 3 months.
So this is one I've considered because of space-saving measures, but I have them. So, you know, it's No Game, No Life. Of course, you have this, which I got the standard release of that. And I think it's a harem type, if I remember correctly. I have not actually seen this. Then you've got the movie, No Game, No Life is Zero, which I actually do have the premium edition of this one, which might keep me from getting it. Because they're pairing both of these into one Steelbook.
Which sounds cool.
That does sound cool, which is why I've considered it. It would save space. I mean, instead of this, it would be essentially that, which, you know, it's not bad.
But shiny.
Yeah, very shiny. That's all I got for this week.
Okay, so I'm going to go out on top with a film that got a little bit more positive buzz than Cats did. In fact, it won an Oscar for costume design, and it was up for several. And that, of course, was Greta Gerwig's Little Women, coming out this week. Featured Oscar-nominated turns from Saoirse Ronan and Florence Pugh, Best Picture nominee, and it was one of my top 10 films of the year. Really good film. Really good. Very worth watching, and I will definitely have this one on the radar. Probably a Black Friday pickup, but it is definitely on the radar.
Well, yeah, it's essential to pick up for Oscar glory if you want to get a hold of them. Gotta collect them all.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're on a strict timetable to get by, but we've gone by pretty quickly for this for as many as we had to cover this week. Of course, if you like this video, hit that like button. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more of this lovely material. Share, because sharing is caring after all. And give us a comment down below. What is coming out this week, or next week, I should say, that you find irresistible? And we will see you on the next one.
Bye.